React. What we have covered? Okay. So basically we understood about React elements and we have discussed problems with React elements, right? What are the problems with React element, guys? It is complex to create, right? So it gives us the feel of JavaScript again. So to overcome that, we are going towards JSX. So JSX stands for JavaScript and XML. Okay, so what is JSX? It is a syntax extension. JavaScript. Okay, just syntax extensions. Syntax extensions mean it is another way to create your UI components. Okay, so instead of going with the traditional way like document dot create element, all that, we are going to move towards HTML kind of code, that is JSX. So in last class we have created two elements, right? Using JSX also. What are those? Button and ordered list. These are the two elements we have created. So can we revise once? Now let's create unordered list. So what are the steps we have to follow, guys? What is the first step? First step is we have to create HTML file and add basic code, right? So I will say unorder.html. So just add your doc type, then HTML tag, head tag, and then body tag. Okay. Next, what we have to do? We have to add the script tag. Okay. And to this script tag, we have to add type equals to text/Babel. Now, why we have to add this attribute? Just to inform browser that inside this script tag, we are going to write the JSX code, which need to be compiled using Babel compile. Now, inside our head section, we have to integrate three libraries, right? What are those three libraries? What are those three elements? First one is React element. React element or React library? React library. Then React DOM, and then third one, Babel. What is Babel? It is a compile. So these are the three libraries we have to integrate. How to integrate? Take script tag, add src. Okay, like this, you can have two more script tags. Here you have to add React library link, React DOM library link, Babel link. So React library link you will get from the React website. So search legacy.reactjs.org. This is the old website. What is the new website? React.dev. So let me open new website. This is a new website of React. Okay. This is the new website. This is the old website. So they started updating this. They stopped updating this website. And now they will update this website only. So right now, in old website, we can get that CDN links. How to get that CDN links? Click on docs, CDN links, scroll down, copy this first link. First link is for which library? React. Then second link is for which library? React DOM. That's next Babel, right? So to get Babel, what we have to do? Go to the babeljs.io. So Babel is a JavaScript compiler. Click on setup in the browser and just scroll down, copy this entire script tag, or you can copy just link as well and replace this script tag. Okay, all these are called configuration. Whatever we are doing now, we are doing the configuration. Yes, this is the configuration part. Now I want to create ordered list using JSX concept. So how to create ordered list? So we want to create one ordered list using JSX element. So how to create? So for that we need to learn JSX, right? Now will you spend time to learn JSX? No, no need to spend the time. Why? Because already we know HTML, right? And 95% HTML is similar to JSX. So just use your HTML knowledge. In HTML, how you will create unordered list? Just take UL tag. Just use your HTML knowledge. Open UL tag, close UL tag. Inside UL, what we will write? We write LIs, right? So I will write here something like 4 LIs. And in that, I'm just mentioning some technology names. HTML, CSS, we have JS and React. Okay, the extra thing what we have to do is this code we have to assign to JavaScript variable. That's it. Whatever name you want to give for variable, you can give. I'm just giving here UL. You can give whatever you. The moment I saved it, my VS Code, what my VS Code is doing, it is adding this parenthesis inside that. It is adding that code. Okay, so you can also do like that. So like this we can do. So we can create one variable first, add parenthesis. And inside this parenthesis, add your JSX code. Okay, so it will help us to write our code in the multi-lines like this. That's it. JSX element is created. Now this JSX we have to give to whom? React DOM. React DOM dot render. So first argument should be your React element. What else? Nothing but JSX element. Give UL. Then where you want to add UL? Exactly inside the body here. Outside script tag we want to add. So we have to get the DOM element of body. How to get the DOM element of body? So instead of that, can I do one thing? Inside this body, I will take one empty div. Now this div is called JSX element or HTML element? HTML element, because I am writing outside this script tag. So it is called HTML element. To this div, can I give one ID? Randomly, can I give some name called root? Now my requirement is my React elements, nothing but my JSX elements I want inside this div. What we need to do now? Instead of adding inside the body, I want to add inside the div. What we have to do? Nothing but this div's DOM element. For this div, one DOM element will be created by browser, right? That DOM element you have to access here. And now already you have ID value, right? So we can use document dot get element by ID. You can use query selector also, but more preferable function is get element by ID, because here directly we can pass the ID value. That's now taking div is optional. If you want to take. If you don't want to take, don't take. It's completely optional. But right now I am taking. Ordered list is. I want to create one H2 before this UL. Can I create H2? How to create H2? Again, same. Where H2 equals to now H2 now our HTML knowledge. Can I say here JSX elements? Okay. Now I want to show this H2 also on my screen. Right now, if I go to my browser and if I refresh, H2 is visible. Why H2 is not visible? Because we did not add H2 in the DOM. Okay, that's why it is not visible. So we need to add this H2 inside the DOM. How we can add? Give to React DOM will add. But here first argument is UL, right? Already UL we are giving. So instead of UL, I can give H2. And if I go back here, H2 will be visible. But UL is not visible now. Now I want both should be visible. I want H2, then after that I want UL. What we have to do? Here we cannot pass more than 2 arguments. We have to pass only 2 arguments only. And first argument should be React element, second argument should be DOM element. So if you want to pass multiple elements, then instead of passing directly React element, what you have to do, you have to take one array. And in that you pass your React element, nothing but JSX elements. So when we have to take array as a first argument, if you are adding more than one JSX element, go back, refresh it. Now React is easy or tough? See, super easy, nothing there. That's why entire world is using React now. Now, as per Stack Overflow and Gigs for Gigs, and there is one more platform, I think, as per their survey, 70% of people in the world are using React for frontend. Angular market went down. Initially, it was 30-70. Angular was 70, 30% was React. Now, so they have exchanged. So now React took 70% market and Angular 30%. And if Angular keeps same performance, khatam. RIP. We have to use the term RIP in the front of Angular. But who created Angular? Google. Do you think Google will allow to tell RIP? They will come with something. Okay. So right now React has very good demand, guys. If you learn React properly, you have lot of opportunities in the market. Yesterday I was speaking with one of my friend who is working in Germany. He told in Germany there is lot of demand for React and so much demand. Only in Amirpet, Java and .NET you will see. But if you go out of Amirpet, you will see the power of React, MERN stack basically. It has a lot of demand in the market right now. If you take 3 years of experience Java developer, 3 years of experience .NET developer, and 3 years of experience Node developer, you will see Node developer has more package. Or MERN developer, they have more package compared to other stack. That is the market. If you want, you guys can do research on Naukri, or you can ask your friends if someone is working in the industry. So MERN is called modern way to develop the applications. It's a modern technology. Okay. So learn properly, a lot of demand you will get in the market. And especially React in that. Because if people are using Java in the backend, still in front end, we require React or Angular. But React is trending, so people are using React only. If you are using .NET in the backend, again in front end, we require React. So the people who were using Angular, they are changing their projects towards React. I have seen, now I was taking training in Gigs for Gigs. There are all employees join, maximum 90% of students are employees, means who are working in industry from 3 years, 5 years like that. So I'm taking training for them. So almost 4 or 5 people told me in their company, their project was on Angular. Now they are shifting to React. That's why they came to learn React. 5 years, 3 years in a proper companies they are working. Now still they are coming to learn React. Why? Because since last 3-4 years they are working on Angular. Now suddenly company told change this project into React. Client is demanding React. So that is how the demand we have for React. Okay, how many of you are attending Node.js? Today's strength was very less. Online also, offline also. So you sacrificed Node.js for this batch. Okay, next batch, you got option right to attend next batch also. You got, I came to know, you got, Anjay sir told me today that he offered next batch for you guys, right? If you don't understand this batch, attend next batch. Something like that. Just see guys, if you can attend, attend. If you can't, then wait for next batch. Next batch when it starts. Now I also don't know, okay? It might start in July or August. That's why attend now. Okay? July or August. Because next month UI full stack will start new batch. Already now batch is going on this month also. Both are in HTML. Now I have to finish HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, then Node will. It will take a lot of time. So if you want to attend, attend. Or else, if any other trainers they are hiring, if they starts, then you can join that batch also. That is the possibility you can have. Okay. That's why I kept timing one morning and one in the end, so that you will get lot of time to practice. Clear, guys, up to here? Now my requirement is same H2 and ordered list. I want 4 times more. 4 times I want means 5 times I want to show. What to do? So should I create like this more 5 times? Times 3 times like this. Should I create? If I create like this and if I go back here and if I refresh, still one time, not display. So there is one way. One way is like this, guys. You write the code only one time. Okay, write the code like this only one time. And here inside this bracket, you use multiple times. So H2UL one time, H2UL second time, H2UL third time. Now, if you go back to the browser, if you refresh, this is reusability. Now, are we rewriting the code? We are writing HTML code also, and we are not rewriting also. We are able to reuse it. This is the power of React. Understood? But suddenly, if you ask me, sir, can we pass different titles here? I want here HTML section and I want here all the HTML topics. Here I want CSS section. Title name as a CSS section. I want all CSS topics. JavaScript section, JavaScript topics. That requirement we can get, right? Same UI, but different data we have to show. Then how to do? Now that is the problem with this approach. So what we do, we don't go with this approach. It means in this array, we don't add like this H2UL multiple times. Then what to do? Now in JavaScript, can you guys tell me, do you know any concept using which we can reuse our code multiple times? Functions. So using functions, we can reuse our code multiple times, right? How using functions we can reuse our code multiple times? Now means first you have to create function, then your code you have to add inside the function, call the functions multiple times. Same concept you apply here also. What do you have to do? Create simple JavaScript function. Function, I will say create UI. Whatever name you want, you can give. Open parenthesis, close parenthesis, open curly brace, close curly brace. What you need to do? Just add this entire code inside the function. Inside the function. Okay. Now, what you need to do after adding this entire code inside the function, this entire code you have to return. How to return this entire code? Now here I have to add return state. I have to return this code. Whatever code I am writing inside my function, right? That I should return. Because whenever I call this function, that code we can give to someone. That's why we have to add return statement. Now, how to return? So can we use one array here? In that, can we pass H2 and UL? And now here, instead of using this one, we can use our function call. Now inside this array, call that function. Suppose if you don't use array, you can directly call here function. Which function you are calling? Create UI. Means whenever this function is called, H2 will be created, UL will be created. And then one array you are creating, inside that array you are adding this H2 and this UL and you are returning. Means finally that array will come and sit here only. This code will be replaced with your array. Like this it will replace. Internally it will get replaced. So here I have to call my function. Okay, little bit new. Go back here and refresh. You got one. Because we called function how many times? But I want to call multiple times. How to call multiple times? So what we can do here, instead of directly passing the function call, pass one array. And in that, can we pass like this? Now let me try. Here I can add one more comma. I will pass one more time. 3 I will pass. So reusability we got. But how to pass dynamic value? How to show here HTML, here CSS, here JavaScript section. Now in your function, if you want to pass dynamic value or input value, which concept we use? Parameter and argument. So can I take one parameter called title? Now here while calling, can I pass argument? Can I say HTML section? Here can I say CSS? Here can I say JS? Let me remove this. Let me give HTML. Okay. Now this HTML will come and sit inside this title, right? It will store inside this title. Now that title I want to show. So how to write JavaScript code inside the JSX code? Did I explain that part? Now this is JSX code, right? Inside this JSX code here, I want to add this parameter. So directly you cannot add parameter like this. So inside your JSX element, if you want to write JavaScript code, then we have to take first curly brace. Inside your JSX stack, if you want to write JavaScript code, then first take curly braces. Inside that curly braces, write your JavaScript code. Parameter is JavaScript code, right? So add it. That's it. And here after the curly braces, I will add section. So section is hard coded, title became dynamic. Now if I go back here and if I refresh, is your turf. Okay, little bit new, but it says. Understood, guys? So here we are using same concepts, right? Which concepts? JavaScript concepts. What are those? Functions, arrays, parameter, arguments, return statement, right? Entire same JavaScript concepts only, but little bit in a new way, new approach. So like this, React will help us to create UI. React is all about creating UI only. Apart from that, you cannot do anything else with React. React is all about creating user interface. Okay. Next, what? I want to create one card. Can you create one card? Like this, I want. Like this one card I want. And in this card, I want to show one user image. Like this user image I want to show. Let's assume that this is some user image. And then I want to show here user name. Just one user name I want to show. Okay. So how to create this card, this kind of UI? Can you guys help me? Okay. First, let's create our configuration part. So I'm creating separate file card dot or cards dot HTML. First, let's copy this entire code from previous file and paste here. And what I will do now, whatever code we have in the script tag, right? That entire code I will remove from here. So script tag is empty. So what we call to this part? Configuration. So can we do one thing? Can we create one separate file called template.html? And can we copy this code as it is and paste in our template? So that for next example, no need to write everything from the scratch. We can copy our template code, we can paste it. Okay. So to save time, I am doing like, okay. Now we got here cards.html. So all the configuration part is done. Now what we have to do? We have to create one card. So can you tell me how to create card in HTML? First, we have to take div element. And then to that div element, we have to assign some styles, right? What styles we have to assign? We can assign width, we can assign background color, and we can assign some height. What else? Border. But if you are using background color, no need of border. Okay. So let's use this many properties initially. If required more, we will use that also. We can use text align also. Text align we can use. Okay. So let's go with these properties initially. So first we have to take one div, right? So inside this, can I create something called card? And can I take one div? I'm taking one div. Now to this div, can we assign ID? I have assigned. Now we have to add CSS. How to add CSS? Now just go with your internal styling or go with external styling, your wish. I will go with internal styling this time, okay? Here I will add style tag. And then I will select that hash. Okay, this div, nothing but this JSX element I am starting. This JSX element I am selecting using ID selector. And just assign the properties. Width, some 270 pixel. Then what we want, text align, center. Next, what we thought, background color, right? Background color, let me add black. And let's add color as a white. And what else we do? No? Height, right? So let's give height something like 300. I will give. Okay. Keep phone in silent, guys. Okay. Height 300 pixels. Yes. Now, if I load this, will you see that div on the screen? It's not visible. Why? Because we did not add this div to React DOM, right? Inside the DOM, we did not add. So React DOM dot render. Now here can I pass card, comma, document dot get element by ID of, okay, go with get element by ID because already we have ID, right? Even if you go with query selector, there is nothing wrong. If I refresh, I got that. Now in this card, what we wanted to show? We want to show image. How to show image? Inside this div, we have to add image. Image src. That's it. Add some width. Width, I will add same 270 pixel. So no need to add pixel. And height, I will make it 200. So total height is 300, right? And image height I am making 200. And let's add h3 and some name. Something like Rohan Jaiswal. Will add. That's it. Now we have to add some image, right? So let's go and get some image. Some male professional images. Okay. So something I have added. Now refresh. You got it, right? So if you want, you can add some padding also. Let's add some padding, 20 pixel. The pixel looks more, 10 pixel I can add. Easy or tough? Now he is thinking, Acha, you guys are understanding React. He's seeing you and feeling inside. And he is giving smile to you guys. Understood? Easy or tough, guys? Yes. There is nothing in this, right? Parenthesis. Like this, I want multiple cards. What to do? I want multiple cards. What we have to do now? This code we have to write inside the function. So can we do that thing? So I will just copy this code as it is, and I will remove everything from here. So create one function. Function, create whatever name you want to give, you can give. I'm just giving create card. And if you want, what you can do is directly you can add return statement here inside the function. You can add parenthesis. Inside that parenthesis, paste that. Instead of taking separate variable, assigning JSX to that variable, and finally returning that variable, instead of doing all that, what we can do, we can go with this approach. Create one function first, and then add return statement and add parenthesis. Inside that parenthesis, you create whatever UI you want to create. Now what we need to do here, instead of passing variable name, we have to pass the function code. Now I want to call multiple times. What we need to do? Here we have to take array and then we have to pass it. Instead of that, we can go with one more approach. Because here if you add, it will become complex. Okay, it will become very rigid. So I want here only one argument I should pass. I don't want to pass here one array and in that lot of elements. That thing will look very complex for me. So instead of that, what we can do, we can create one separate function. Function multi-cards. Just give whatever names you want. Okay. Inside this multi-cards, add one div. Add one div. Or first add return statement. Now this for syntax you can follow blindly. Create one function, add return statement, add parenthesis. Inside that you add whatever you want. Right now I want to take one empty div. And to this div, I will assign one ID like container. Now this is my JSX element, right? Inside this JSX element, can I write my JavaScript code? To write JavaScript code, what I need to do? First curly braces. Now inside this curly brace, can I call this function? Create card? Yes, I can call. One time. Suppose I want to call one more time, take one more curly brace. Take one more, take one. Now, here instead of calling create card, what do you have to call? That's it. Multi cards you have to. Now only one function call you are passing, and inside that multi cards you are calling create card multiple times. But I want all this card in the same row. I don't want like this one after another. I want in the same row. What I need to do? So we select this JSX element in our CSS using again ID selector, container, display text, and we can add justify content space evenly. So some space will be created between the. So now to style our UI components, are we using any React concept or we are using CSS concepts? So React doesn't provide any concepts to add styles. Again, we have to depends on CSS only. You see, now here we are taking the help of CSS. We are taking the help of Babel. We are taking the help of React DOM. After taking help of this many people or this many things, then we are able to create some UI. So alone React cannot do anything. Okay. But I want different images. What we have to do now? I want different images. What we have to do? That's it. Take here one parameter, image. Now here you are hard coding URL, right? Now this URL remove from there. Now this is attribute, right? SRC is attribute, right? To SRC attribute also you can assign your JavaScript variables or parameters. How? Again here take curly brace and pass that parameter called image. Now what you need to do? Whenever you are calling that function, right? Pass that URL. When you pass that, if you go back here, now only in one card you will see the image. Now here I want different images, right? So we can take some images here. So we'll grab this image, go back here, pass in this function call. Let's take another image. That's and now I want different names also. Names also I want different. So can we take one more parameter? So we will say here username. And here we will remove this Rohan Jaiswal. And here we will pass that username. Now how many arguments we have to pass? Two arguments, right? While calling the functions. So here we have to add comma. And here I will pass Rohan Jaiswal. Then here I will pass something like charity. Okay, here I will pass something like yeah, sure. Here I will add something like Preeti Patil. Okay, now go back here. So different images, different names. Easy or tough? Understanding, right? Daily practice. After the class, you have to sit and practice. If you sit and practice, then only you will understand the concepts. And daily you have to analyze. On first day, I learned this concept. I was able to do like this. Then on second day, I learned these concepts. Now, why? What is the use of second concepts? Based on your first concepts. Like, do you have any relation? Like this, you have to keep analyzing and keep learning and keep revising and keep practice. Then only React will understand, guys. If you thought, it's easy, I will practice next day, khatam. Your destruction in React.js started. The moment you get that thought will come, tomorrow I will do, means khatam. Your ending started. That's why daily, if you practice after the class 1-2 hours, more than enough, without any stress, you will be able to learn React perfectly. And I have given those PDFs, right? Everybody got those PDFs? So in your GitHub repository only, I have updated it. And that to session-wise folders. In this session 1, I have updated session 1 PDF. Now what you guys have to do, you have to read all this. You have to keep reading. You have to keep reading. Okay. And then in session 2 also, I have given the PDF. Okay. Today also, I will add one PDF. I need to do little bit some editing so that MongoDB and this both I will add in that. All the steps I have added here. JSX notes we don't have, that notes I will add here. Understood, guys, up to here? So now what I want, I just don't want to continue from here. I just want you to practice till here. So you have to be perfect by tomorrow till what I have taught. So tomorrow you are going to learn one of the most important topic in React. Okay. Now to understand that topic, you need to be good with today's topic. So all the code I have written now, you guys have to write the code. You guys have to practice it. Okay. So have you guys received your timetable? Nothing but your schedules. So morning 9:30 we have Node.js, right? Nothing but backend we have. Right now we are working on MongoDB. And at 4, I have started with React. Now in between this, you have practice sessions. So make sure you are sitting and practicing. So where you guys are practicing right now? Did they allocate any room number to you? Ask them. Okay, I think 605 something is there. 605, sixth floor. There you have to sit and practice. So I think there is a lab in cyber security people will be practicing there. So you guys have to go and practice there because here my sessions will be going on in room number 4. Sai sir sessions will be going on. Here Mallikarjun sir sessions will be going on. And in room number 5, Salesforce sessions will be going on. So demos are going on. That batch will start. So that room also will be occupied. So you guys have only one option. What is that? 605. And that 213, they sold it, means they given to someone else. So we don't have 213 room. Okay. So still, one more. Who is your course manager now? Who was your course manager, guys? So you took admission and you don't know your course manager. Huh? So Anita madam was your course manager, right? Now your course manager is Sai Teja. Okay, Sai Teja, you know, right? Don't know Sai Teja? Okay, who I will introduce Sai Teja. I think you have seen him here. Here Kumar sir, he will sit. Height. So his name is Sai Teja. He will be your course manager. If you have any issues with management, like internet is not working, where is our class, when is our class, where is practice session, do we have holidays or not, whatever information you want, all that information you will get from him. Okay. Sai Teja. So we have only Monstack and .NET people are also there, right? For .NET people, Kirti is the course manager. So you know Kirti, right? So for .NET people, Kirti is the course manager, and for Monstack, Sai Teja. Okay. And your mock interview. What happened mock interview? Okay. It is just postponed because suddenly Subbareddy sir went on emergency to his home. So I think he will come by tomorrow. So if he comes tomorrow, he will take tomorrow. If he comes on Wednesday, he will take on Wednesday. Okay. If you have any issues, feel free to let me know, guys. Okay. Don't hesitate to talk. If you have any issues, feel free to let me know. Okay. That's all, guys. Today I will stop here because I just want you guys to learn all this. Uh, How to add attributes of that part I did not taught. Just see here, guys. What is the syntax of React.createElement? What is the syntax now? How many arguments we have to pass? 3. What is the first argument? Type. Nothing but tag name. But second argument we used to pass null, right? Now instead of null, you can pass second argument as one object. Okay. And third argument is children. Same. What you want to pass in between opening and closing tag. So that is your children. Now, what is the use of this second argument? Means using this second argument, you can configure attributes. For your button, you want to add ID attribute. How you will add in this object? Add that ID attribute as a property. Like that. Now this ID will be added inside this button. If you want one more comma, you have to add here, for example, class. In React, instead of using class keyword, you have to use class name. Here some CO. So class name in React is equivalent to class attribute in your HTML. So this part also you have to remember. You have to use class name. Now why we have to use class name? Because in React, for class word, there is a reserved meaning. So that is used for class component. That's why they recommend us to use class name. Even if you use class, it will add but it will give one warning. It will ask you to use class name. So always go with class. Like this, how many attributes you can add in this? You can add any number of attributes that you want. Just add comma, add one more attribute as a property. That's it. This is the concept. Clear? So in your interviews, they will check your assignments, guys. So while coming for interviews, come with your assignments. Show what assignments you done. How many assignments are assigned to you? All those assignments you have to show. Okay. So make sure you have completed your assignments. Which one? Nothing, style attribute. Now for this, I want to add some style. So add style attribute. Okay. Now here in HTML, we use double quotes, right? Like this. Here, instead of double quotes, you have to take curly brace. And now inside this curly brace, you have to define one object. You have to pass one object. In that object, you have to define all your CSS properties. That object you can define outside also. Like this here, inside script tag, I can create one object. Object h3 style I will say. Okay, create one object. You know, right, how to create objects. Now inside this, you write your CSS properties. For example, color. I want green. Okay, now you want to add background color, for example, background color. Now in React, when you are adding key names, you have to follow camel case. In CSS, we add background hyphen color, right? In React, we have to say background color. That hyphen you should not add. You have to add, I mean, you have to combine all the multi-words and you have to follow camel case. Here I will add white. Now, if I go, now this object is there, right? H3 style, you have to pass inside this. That's now go back here.